Hello everybody, it's Nick here with Nick Tolman Music, and today we are going to continue our beginner guitar lesson series using Hal Leonard's guitar method, Book 1. Let's get started. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at page 16 here in Hal Leonard's Guitar Method, Book 1. As always, my plug that I'll put in, please check out my Patreon page if you haven't already. It's a great way for you to say thank you for these guitar lessons, but also to support Nick Tolman Music and helping us to be able to continue to bring this content to you. These lessons are free for you here on YouTube, and you can become a patron for as little as $3 a month. I don't know of any other way to get guitar lessons for $3 a month. But it's a great option and it helps us to be able to keep this content rolling. So please consider becoming a patron today, and thank you for your continued support. All right, so today's lesson is going to introduce one new concept, which is a very easy concept, and then we're going to learn one new song and another exercise that's not really a song, I guess, that you would be familiar with, but two exercises. All right, so the new concept that we're going to talk about today is what we call pickup notes. All right, now pickup notes are any notes that happen before the very first measure of the song. Okay, so the way you'll know that it's a pickup note is that you'll notice that there are less beats than a normal measure. Okay, so if you're in 4/4 time, you know that there should be 4 beats in every measure, but you notice if you look at exercise 30 here, that what looks like the first measure only has 1 beat in it. It's just one little quarter note hanging out in there. Beats 1, 2, and 3 don't really exist, okay? And we just have that 1 beat that's a pickup into the first measure. This happens all the time in music, so it's just important to know that that exists. And really what's going to affect you about a pickup note is how I count you in, or how you would count someone in if you were going to play it, right? So if you're playing on the downbeat, you're playing on the very first beat of a normal measure that has 4 beats, and I count you in, I'm going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, play, boom, right? I'm going to give you 4 full beats of counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, bum, bum. But if we have 1 beat of pickup, I'm only going to give you 3 beats, right? So I might give you an extra measure before. I might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Bum, bum. A perfect example of this is like the U.S. national anthem, right? Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. That song is in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, but it has a pickup. It has 2 8th note pickups. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Bum, ba, bum, right? Those first 2 notes happen on beat 3. Bum, ba, bum, right? So it's a pickup note. Also on exercise 30, you see an example where you have 2 pickup notes. And in that case, I would count you in something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Boom, 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 right? I would give you 2 beats before those count-ins. Don't stress too much about it. It's going to just happen naturally. When I count you in these lessons, I'm going to count it in a way that's clear so you know where to play. But that's what a pickup note is all about, and that's how it works, okay? All right, so we're not going to play exercise 30 because it's more of just like an explanation exercise, but we are going to play exercise 31, Worried Man Blues, all right? So this does have a pickup note. It has a 1 beat pickup. So when I count you in, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to accent that 3 to know that you play right after, okay? Let's go ahead and try it at 72 on the metronome. Here is Worried Man Blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. So that is Worried Man Blues at 72. We are going to take this a little faster here in a minute, but we're just going to talk about a couple things that are found here. All right. So we are utilizing notes on the 4th string, which is new to us. All right. But there are no notes on the 1st string. So we're just kind of hanging out on the middle strings here. At this point, we're still just playing notes down. 3. All right, so for that whole first line, you're just going to play the notes. There's nothing fancy about leaving fingers down anywhere or anything like that. Just play. Then we move into the 2nd line. Now, right here, it's going to make sense to leave that E down for most of this 2nd line, right? So we've got... because you're just going back and forth between E and G for those first three measures of the 2nd line. So just leave your E down. And then for that last measure, it goes back to an open D. Moving into the 3rd line, it's just like the 1st line. So you're just going to play the notes down. And then it changes a little bit here on the last measure. But nothing big at all. And then the last line we've got half note, half note, half note. Leave your A down, go up to the B, and that's it. It's actually not a super challenging one, but it's a great one to introduce the 4th string and introduce us to pickup notes. All right, now. This is something I really like about the Hal Leonard method in comparison to some other guitar methods, but it introduces the concept of singing while you're playing right out of the gate. Now, if you're learning guitar and you have zero interest in singing at all, then you can ignore the words that are here on 31. But if you are interested in learning to sing and play while you play the guitar, then now is the time, now that we see the words written into these songs, is the time to start practicing singing while you're playing. All right? So what I would encourage you to do while you're practicing this one, if you're wanting to learn how to sing and play, is to just sing while you play the melody for now. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song, right? And you can sing along that way. Eventually, when we learn chords, which is coming right up actually in our next lesson, you'll be able to eventually transition to that where you're playing the chords and singing that melody, right? It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. And then we go from there. So that's the idea. Now that you see the words, if you want to learn how to sing and play, start adding that into your practice method as you're going. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to play the chords for you on this one at 72. You can play along with the chords and melody. You can play the melody along with this, but you can also practice singing along with it if you'd like as well. So here's chords and melody together at 72. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Let's go ahead and take this at a faster tempo. This is 120 here on the metronome, and here's what the melody sounds like at that speed. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. Again, if you're wanting to sing this melody as well, practice playing that melody and singing together. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, yes, now, but I won't be worried long. That's the idea. You can just practice right along, getting used to just playing the notes, singing the words, and having it come together. All right. Here are the chords and melody at 120. Feel free to play the melody along and to sing along if you would like. Here we go. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. And there we go. So that's Worried Man Blues, chords, melody, together, everything that you should be able to watch for on this song. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at exercise 32. And this one is really, it's just here to help drive home these new notes that we've just learned on the 4th string, and also to practice the pickup notes that we have going on. So exercise 32 has 2 pickup notes going into that first measure. Okay. So I'll go ahead and play it for you at 72, and we'll go from there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so this one isn't like a melody that you're familiar with. It's just kind of drilling this these new notes. And this one can be a little awkward for whatever reason. I think it's just because it's not a familiar melody, but there are some things that can help. Again, this is a great example of a time when minimizing finger movement in the left hand is really going to prove to be helpful. Okay, so we start off with got a G, F, and when I play this F, I'm actually dropping my second finger as well. So I'm just putting my F and my E down because I know I'm going right to the E. Okay, so then I play the E. When I go back to the F, I'm just going to leave the E down. Right? So I'll play that for you slowly. I'll zoom in on the left hand here so you can see what I'm talking about. Right? It's all about that initial drop on that F, just dropping both fingers. Okay. Now, moving into that second full measure, we've just played the E, and I'm gonna play an open G, but I'm gonna leave the E down. I'm actually not coming back to E, but I am coming back to F, all right? And that's gonna help us just make sure that our fingers are in the right place. So I'm gonna play E, G, I'm leaving the E down, and then I'm gonna drop the F, leave it there, and then finally I'm coming back to that E, all right? So again, I'm gonna play that whole line for you slowly. I want you to watch my left hand and see what I'm doing and watch how I'm minimizing the amount of movements that I'm doing. All right, so here we go. Zooming in on the left hand from the beginning. That's what we're going for right there. And that's really going to help that one to smooth out. If you have to do that really slow just to get used to your left fingers doing what you want them to do that. Just go as slow as you need to. All right. In the second line, we're moving on. We have, again, when I go to the F here, I'm going to drop both fingers because I know I have that E coming right after. Okay, so that first measure. And then after that, it's not as important. In the second measure, you have D and then an F. And that F is not so important to have your second finger included. If you're getting in the habit of doing that, that's fine, you can do that. Because you're gonna go back to an open D anyway before you come back to that E. So in the second measure, I'm just gonna go D, F, D, E, G, A, B, C. And there we go. All right, let's try it at a faster tempo. Here is 120 on the metronome. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And there it is. All right, so let's go ahead and try that. I'll show you what it sounds like with the chords as well. So here's chords and melody together at 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There we go. That's our lesson for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and we will catch you next time. Thanks.